For us, winter means hot chocolate and blankets. But for your cat, it can be a silent nightmare. Many owners think he's just sleeping more, but in reality, his body is under stress and you don't even notice. In this video, I'll show you the 6 most dangerous winter mistakes almost everyone makes. Stay with me until the end, because the last point concerns an object you probably have at home, which could hide the signs of serious illnesses until it's too late. 1. The invisible toxicity of holiday scents. Many cats become more lethargic and eat less in winter. We often blame the cold or boredom, but sometimes it's the fragrances we use in our homes that are to blame. Their livers don't have the same elimination system, called glucuronidation, that we do, which means they can't properly eliminate the compounds called phenols and terpenes found in many winter fragrances. When you turn on a diffuser, the microparticles fall to the floor and settle on your cat's fur. Since cats spend so much time grooming themselves, they end up ingesting these toxic substances every day. You won't see immediate poisoning, but chronic liver stress that builds up over months. If you notice your cat seems slightly more lethargic or eats less during the holidays, it might not be winter laziness, but rather his liver struggling to process the air he breathes. If you absolutely can't do without fragrances, use only safe products and ventilate the rooms frequently. 2. Static electricity and psychological stress. In winter, heating makes the air in your home extremely dry. This creates a buildup of static electricity, especially if your cat sleeps on synthetic blankets or walks on polyester rugs. For us, it's an uncomfortable shock, but for a cat, with a hypersensitive nervous system, it's traumatic. Every time you pet her and that spark strikes, her body releases cortisol, the stress hormone, which stays in her system for hours. Think about how frustrating it must be for your cat not to be able to predict whether their favorite human's touch will be a cuddle or an electric shock. Some cats become shy, stop jumping on the couch, or develop nervous fur tics. To solve this problem, invest in a humidifier, which is also good for you, and replace fleece blankets with natural materials like cotton or boiled wool, which don't build up static electricity. Also, touch something metal or lightly dampen your hand before petting your cat. 3. Moving the litter box to cold places. This is the most common logistical mistake. In the winter, we keep the windows closed, and to avoid unpleasant odors, many people move the litter box to the garage, basement, or laundry room. But here's what happens. The pads of a cat's paws are full of temperature-sensitive nerve endings. Walking across freezing concrete or cold tile to reach the litter box is physically painful, especially for cats with even a hint of arthritis. What does the cat do? It starts holding urine for as long as possible to avoid a trip into the cold. Residual urine in the bladder becomes more concentrated, increasing the risk of urinary tract infections, crystals, and bladder blockages, FLU-TD, which are very serious medical emergencies. If your cat starts urinating on the bathroom rug, it's not trying to spite you. It's telling you that its litter box has become too hostile to access. We're almost here, getting to the most critical winter signs for your cat's long-term health. But first, I have a challenge for you. There's an urban legend that cats dominate the internet, but their humans often forget to subscribe to their channels. Want to prove to YouTube that our cat-loving community is the strongest and most knowledgeable of all? If you've learned even one new thing so far, leave a like and tell me your cat's name in the comments. Then, if you enjoy these scientific yet practical videos, hit the subscribe button. We want to reach 10,000 expert cat lovers. Subscribed? Commented? Great, let's get back to point number 4, which concerns the heart of your home comforts. Number 4. The dangerous truth about thermostats. Many of us turn down the heat at night, or when we leave for work to save on our energy bills. If the temperature drops below 65 degrees, not an 18 degrees C for extended periods, a cat's body must dramatically increase its basal metabolic rate to maintain its core temperature at 101 degrees or 38.5 degrees Celsius. This constant effort requires energy and, paradoxically, water. Veterinarians often note that cats show signs of chronic dehydration in blood tests during the winter. This happens because the kidneys have to work harder to handle the heat stress. For a young cat, this is manageable, but for a senior cat over 7 or 8 years old, this overtime of the kidneys accelerates the onset of kidney failure. Experts recommend keeping one area of the house at least 68-70 degrees Fahrenheit, 20-21 degrees Celsius, ensuring that the cat's beds are raised off the floor, where the air is cooler. 5. The window trap and the thermal roller coaster. A cat sleeping in the sun behind the glass is the epitome of peace. However, in winter, the sun is lower, and the light shines through the glass more directly and intensely. Staring for hours at the glare of the snow or direct sunlight can cause eye irritation. But the real danger is the sudden temperature changes, which I call the roller coaster effect. Behind the glass, a cat's fur can reach very high temperatures. When a cat decides to get up to go drink, it instantly goes from a tropical microclimate to a drafty corridor at 16.3 degrees, 17 degrees. This constant change puts a strain on the immune system, making the cat more prone to respiratory problems or the classic feline cold. Furthermore, many cats are so drawn to the sun's warmth that they skip meals or go without drinking for hours rather than leave that spot, worsening the dehydration we mentioned earlier. Number 6. The heated bed deception. We come to the most controversial point. Heated beds or mats seem like the ultimate in comfort, but they hide 2 serious pitfalls. The first is metabolic. The constant artificial heat suppresses the cat's natural thirst drive. The cat feels so satisfied by the heat that its brain stops sending proper thirst signals. Some cats stay in these beds for 15 hours straight, moving very little, which leads to muscle loss in older cats. Heated beds aren't an absolute evil, but if used incorrectly, they can become dangerous. But the second pitfall is the most dangerous. Cats instinctively seek warmth when they're in pain or have a fever. In nature, this serves to conserve energy to fight off infection. In a modern home, a heated bed can act as a visual paracetamol. Your cat might be sick, suffering from an infection or acute joint pain, but because he's curled up in his warm bed, you think, "Oh, look how comfortable and relaxed he is." Artificial heat masks the behavioral symptoms of pain, such as shivering or restlessness, leading to health problems being discovered weeks later. Use it with caution and observe whether your cat gets up regularly to interact with his environment. Caring for a cat in winter isn't just about closing the windows, but understanding that their bodies experience the home differently than ours. Small changes like a humidifier, a warm litter box, and fewer essential oils can add years of health to your cat's life. These small changes can literally add years of health to your cat. Which of these mistakes surprised you the most? Let me know in the comments which mistake surprised you the most, and if you'd like a video dedicated solely to organizing your cat's house in winter. And don't forget to subscribe for more tips from expert cat lovers.